Boom! And I'm back, guys. This is TubeMan777 back for another episode, another delicious delight just for you guys. So, guys, in this particular video, I'm going to be talking about the modern woman we all know and don't love. You know, things have got so out of whack, so crazy these past few years, with in terms of dating. Um, and just the general behavior of the modern Western woman in particular. That date it's hell. It's a hell for a lot of men. Personally, I've managed to overcome this particular problem we men in the West have, and I've done that by traveling overseas. Now, when you travel overseas, guys, the whole situation with the whole dating experience is very, very different. It's basically heaven. If I'm gonna talk about hell, I've got to talk about heaven. And I'm not a religious man, just so you guys know, But I'll talk about heaven and hell in terms of the dating market. Overseas, it's a completely different ballgame. So, guys, let me say, men seeking a partner online in the West are in serious trouble now. If you want a serious partner, you're in trouble because they're just not available now. Um, in terms of the dating apps, well, they're just hookup apps. They're just apps where you can have a bit of fun, you know, um, whether you're in the UK like me or in America, um, it's just for a bit of fun. It's not serious. We're not taking it seriously. But in terms of the common man like myself, I consider myself a common man. I don't consider myself part of the elite group of men that are getting everything at the moment in the West, the top 5, 10%. If you're those guys, well, it's like a buffet, it's like a banquet, everything is available, Basically, 100% of women are available at the moment on the open market. So yes, women are available on the open market at the moment, and the prices are rock bottom. Women are all flocking towards the top 5 to 10% of men, and if you don't have the goods, which is most of you guys listening, I can say that my listeners mostly normal men. Definitely. I mean, hey, I might get the eccentric kind of guy that's listening on his yacht. Welcome if you are. I'm talking about you. Um, but saying that, guys, we're all men. If we got to think, if we were in that position of wealth, if we had the access that these top 5 to 10% of men do at the moment, we would probably do the same thing. Apart from us religious guys out there and guys, that maybe don't want to do that. But for most of us, I think if we had the availability of resources that attract, you know, um, not just the top women, but all women, then we'd probably indulge in the feast that's going on at the moment and has been for a few years. It's been, I mean, the mainstream, the MSM, mainstream media and things, it's like they've got blinkers on, they're just putting hands over their eyes, going la la la. We don't want to hear it. Um, I assume a lot of them are like that, and there's some of them that are completely clueless to what's going on at the moment. You know. So yeah, a lot of the mainstream media and the kind of general public in general are kind of unaware of what's going on, of the shitstorm that's going on at the moment in the dating market, and slowly but surely, these what's going on is having an effect in the kind of general public. People are sort of becoming aware. Oh, things aren't really sort of. Where's all the babies? We're not seeing children in the streets. Um, it's really that perceptible. It's really that noticeable. Let me change my language there. It's really that noticeable. If you guys walk in the street, older guys who remember the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, have you noticed that there's a drop in like children in general? you know, and if we're noticing that, I've noticed it. If we're noticing it, then the powers that be, the higher ups definitely know what's going on. But I think the general public are sort of waking up to there's a huge, huge problem that's going on at the moment, and I think we can see that from even sort of more mainstream podcasts. I think there was a podcast that covered it recently. It was more kind of mainstream and acceptable, in quotes, air quotes, acceptable in the sort of mainstream media, who would be considered more acceptable, not us red pill men in the manosphere. So guys, let me get to the main nub of this video. Yeah, so women are in a bit of a pickle, in a bit of a predicament. At the moment, it seems all rosy, and they're having the times of their lives on the yachts and things, and being wined and dined by millionaires. But this is going to end. This whole situation is going to end, and the microcosm is OnlyFans. That's going to end for the individuals who do OnlyFans and who can zoom out to the whole macro environment of the sexual dating marketplace, and we can have a look at the debauchery that's going on at the moment. Women all rushing to the 5 to 10% of men. If we zoom that far out, we can see that this is going to end as well, because at the moment women aren't realizing there's only so many suckers out there. There's only so many more blue pill men out there. Yes, men are being divorced, men that have been married for 15, 20, 25 years are being divorced because their wives are seen falsely and inaccurately, foolishly, are assuming that it's a buffet out there and they can maybe take a piece of a top 5 to 10% man as well. But this is all going to end, guys, because there's only so many suckers out there, and men that are switched on, men like you who are listening to me, you're getting your passports, right? I hope you're getting your passports out there. You American guys, us Brits as well, we're getting up. Well, us Brits have always had our passports. I know you American guys, it's more of a novelty kind of thing. You don't really have passports. Your country's huge, so I get it. I get it. It's a different kind of culture. But us Brits, we've always had our passports from an early age. Part of the old empire thing. I don't know. It's just that our culture, we've always had that in going on. So we've always had that. So anyway, the mentality's changed for men. Let me just stick to the point here. The mentality's changed for men. We can see. I've been red pilled. Many of you guys out there are being red pilled. So you're getting your passports if you haven't, and if you've already got one, you're thinking, okay, let me save up a bit of money here. Let me put a bit of money aside from my savings, from work, and maybe I can start dipping my toes into traveling and ultimately dating overseas. So guys, yeah, it's a real horror show out there, and if you guys are interested, the thumbnail was it's a funny little thumbnail, isn't it? It was actually generated by ChatGPT, something similar to ChatGPT, image algorithm. Um, but I typed in a few interesting words and up it popped, And yeah, guys, look, things seem to be turning to absolute shit for us men, But there's we've got options, we've got solutions now. The passport is, in my opinion, as a traveler, a travel blogger, it's probably the best solution. There's other solutions. If you want to go monk mode for the rest of your lives, MGTOW, then you can do that too. I'm sure there's other things. There's other. If you want to go to your log cabin, whatever, you can do what you want. But I personally think if you guys want a traditional woman, you want a family, then overseas is just the best option for us guys, you know. Um, Things are turning to absolute shit, and whether we think it's been orchestrated, whether this is been designed, is up for debate. You know, it's up for debate, guys, whether this is all been orchestrated or whether it's natural. If you guys want to know, I personally think it's more leaning towards the more design aspects. You know, if we look back at the 60s, definitely we can see the things are really pushed then. But I would say it goes further back. You know, there's powers behind certain social movements which are trying to design and nudge things into certain directions. I mean, let's think if we had, you know, overall power and wanted to change aspects of of the society we controlled, then we would probably pull the certain levers and do it. So we can understand that's probably more towards the design. This has been kind of designed, but anyway, there's always a certain amount of natural ebbs and flows and change of cultures, and we can see that from the past, you know. I mean, if we look back, I mean, an amateur historian, you know. Um, I've studied history. I've got a small qualification in history, nothing special. Not at PhD level or even a bachelor's, but you know. So I've studied a bit of history. It's an interest of mine. We can see this has happened in the past. If we look back at the Roman Empire, this kind of things happened before. Things went off the rails. And if we go further back, we can look at even the biblical stories. So this isn't something new, you know. There's not much new that's under the sun, if we put it like that. So, guys, you know, let me wrap it up here. I've pretty much said all I wanted to say. You know, women, dating women, Western modern women now are just horrendous. I don't recommend it. There's options out there, you know. If let me put it this way, guys, if you're paying huge amounts on dates and being finessed and having, you know, these entitled people demanding things from you with nothing, you're getting nothing back, then there's other ways to pay to get what you want. You know, that's guaranteed. Let me just say it like that. You know what I mean? I hope you do. If you really want to do that, and you can do that in the West, you know, if you younger guys especially, you know, it's a real problem. I remember when I was young. Um, it's a real problem. That's a short-term fix, shall we say. Anyway, guys, let me wrap this video up here. Um, and yeah, guys, I hope to be making some more. Um, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Promise it will be soon. TubeMan777 signing out.